Hi, welcome to J&A Voices for Change. My name is Anthony.
And I'm Joey.
And we have a special guest today, Marcus. Welcome, Marcus.
Thank you.
What's
Good
up,
to be
Marcus?
Good to be here. Good to be here.
Okay, we have a special podcast video that we want to share in memory of Mathew.
Mathew.
Yeah. Mathew was a supervisor at an agency in the Coachella Valley, and we'll get into that later. But we want to talk about just a lot of different things that are going on. They are trying to keep us from speaking up on certain different conditions. But we're here, and we're going to talk to Marcus and get his feel on this whole situation. Go ahead, Marcus.
Well, first
Go ahead,
of all,
Marcus.
yeah, first of all, I mean, I want to say I'm going to be exercising my First Amendment rights, which is freedom of speech. And, this is America. In America, you can speak your voice, and you are protected under the First Amendment. And so these are my opinions and nobody else's opinions. Like I said, we want to, honor Mathew. I knew Mathew as a supervisor. I worked alongside of him. A matter of fact, I trained him when he came into the agency. I spent, time with him and worked with him and showed him, the various aspects of how to be a supervisor. And he caught on well. So he was a sharp guy. He was kind of easygoing, you could talk to him and things like that. He was kind of a laid back guy. And so we're really gonna miss him, we honor him. We did attend his funeral, and to see him, we hope that he rests in peace. And so really sorry to see him go, but that's life, so.
Yeah, but it's sad though, because he was only 38, Marcus. He was only 38. And he was a great supervisor. He was a good friend when we were there. He was always he always went above and beyond, but he was 38, man. That's too young. It's too young.
Yeah, I agree. I know personally that he had an issue at the job. He got injured on the job because of unsafe working conditions, and he hurt his back. And so I remember when he hurt his back, he went out. He didn't actually go out to work. He actually was able to fill in dispatch in sundial dispatch. And so they allowed him to, to learn the ropes and everything like that. But as you all know, the politics that goes on in that particular agency caused him to have problems. And he started having problems with an individual called Raymond Manriquez. As a lot of people know, a lot of other people have had issues with Raymond Manriquez. And the moment that he had issues with Raymond Manriquez, at that particular time, I was a shop steward. And he used to come and complain to me all the time about him, even to the fact that he was going to file, I believe, charges against him with the compliance department at the agency. And right after that, soon after that, it was brought to my attention as a shop steward that he could no longer, they no longer needed him to work in dispatch. Well, why is that? It seems kind of odd to me, right? That
Right.
They were using him to use it, but then when he started complaining against a particular individual, they decided that they could no longer use him, and he had to go out on workman's comp.
Wow.
Sounds strange.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
But this same individual has had numerous complaints, and of course they seem to have handled things different when it came to him. Did you ever know that he was put on paid administrative leave pending investigations?
It was never my knowledge. I never saw him actually go out. Whether he was or not, I don't know, but I really don't think so. I know there was another incident that another individual filed some charges against him, and that drug on for months. I mean, I believe it was 6 months before a conclusion ever happened. And at not one time did that particular individual ever be put on administrative leave. Now, if it had been you or I, right, and we did that, which, I've been put on administrative leave too. And
you know, we have.
there you go, right? So this individual has never been put on administrative leave. And immediately when that particular charge was brought against him, he should have went out on administrative leave.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yes, it sounds like favoritism.
I think so.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Or maybe a relative. I mean, who knows? I
Who
know.
knows? Who knows?
I know. This is the second individual that has friend. We would call them family because they're at that agency. We are considered like a family. I mean, we spend most of our days with one another, and it just mysteriously, I mean, people are dropping dead, and it's the question is why? I understand medical conditions, if somebody has medical conditions, but come on, 38 years old. Matthew's family really needs to look into this, because if they really looked into this, why, I think there'd be a whole bag of tricks somewhere around there, because it would come out.
It sure would. It sure would. There's Marcus. Did Matthew ever do paperwork on that harassment?
I'm trying to think if he did or not. I can't,
because there should be a paper trail somewhere.
Yeah, he may have. I'm not sure.
Well, if he went out on workman's comp, then there's a paper trail.
Yeah, there's a paper trail for the workman's comp, but I don't know if
Yeah.
there's a paper trail for the harassment.
Right.
But I know, because again, being the shop steward, I was notified of that particular problem. And I think I encouraged him to say, hey, if you got an issue like that, hey, that's illegal, man. They can't do that. File on that. Absolutely.
Yeah, but Matthew was the type of guy that he was so laid back.
Yeah.
I never
Yeah.
I never knew of him having problems with anybody. I know all the operators. I mean, he did his job, and he made people feel like people, rather than of harassing one another. He you know what, if you did something wrong, then I could see that you put him on the spot. The same thing like you, Marcus. Can you tell just a little bit about yourself for those that are just joining this YouTube movement for change?
Yeah, sure. Well, I have a background, a very extensive background in the field of transportation. Approximately 25 years. I started as a school bus driver. Worked my way up. I became a Greyhound bus driver, drove for Greyhound for many years. I became a driver, a manager, trainer, instructor for Greyhound, which I was able to, teach people how to drive a bus. Did that for many years. And then did a little bit of city work, and then I came back to transportation. So approximately 10 to 11 years in management position in transportation. And so, went to the
So you got the experience.
Yeah.
absolutely. absolutely.
So,
Well, you should have been in planning or training or safety or something at the.
Well, let me tell you about that. So, there was an individual there, Manny Garcia, and he was at that particular time the superintendent, and we all know that Manny retired. So I actually went to Manny and talked to Manny and said, "Hey, Manny, I'm thinking about applying for superintendent." He says, "Okay, well," I said, "Well, tell me a little bit about the job. What are the requirements? What does the superintendent do?" He told me, he says, "Well, I don't know who they're going to pick for this position, but there's going to be the person that they pick for this position is going to have to keep an eye on you guys." I mean, what does that mean? You know what I mean? I mean, that's not telling you. Is that what you do all day? besides, besides watching Netflix? You know what I mean?
wow, what a response.
I mean, like what's going on here is,
It's backyard buses is what it is. Backyard bus service.
There you go, man. So now,
Amateur night in Dixie.
so that kind of tells you what operation they're on. So anyway, I said, "Hey, man, I'm not gonna get much out of this guy. He doesn't want to help me." So at that particular time, the position, when he left, I applied for the position, and there was, I think, 3 other people that are qualified. Now I know, applying for that position, I was the most qualified because I worked alongside of the other individuals that applied. And I said, "Wow, I should be a shoo-in." I didn't even get an interview. Okay, I wasn't even called for the interview. So right there, that tells you, there was favoritism. And the guy that got hired, I like the guy. He was a nice guy, but he was not qualified for the position. As
Right.
a lot of those managers sit in those positions right now. I'm sure we're gonna get to that. We got a lot to talk about on that, man. But I felt, discriminated against. I felt, that I was overlooked. My idea, Anthony and Joy, when I came to the agency, I was like, yeah, man, I can really benefit this place. I can offer my experience and knowledge and really help this agency be a better place. And I had some ideas. I spoke to some individuals that are no longer there, and they said, "Marcus, you had great ideas." Some of them stole my ideas. Okay, they took my ideas, and they said, "Oh, we're gonna use you." They never used me. So what does that say?
Yeah, well,
You were
Yeah.
part of the club.
Yes.
you weren't part of the good old boy club. You got to understand, they have a good old boy club right there. That's your board of directors, and certain individuals that go down. So a lot of them are not even there anymore. But that was they were the old school good old boy club, and now you got the new good old boy club.
Yeah, absolutely.
Seems from one promotion. Why apply? You know who's getting promoted.
Right.
Yeah, and then it's the company of isms. It's the cronyism, it's the nepotism, it's the racism, it's the sexism, it's the isms. It runs rampant there.
Yeah.
I mean, so
Look at
so
I want to bring something up. I know we attended a restraining order. They put these restraining orders on us. They're trying all different angles because people are claiming that they're afraid of us. Well, it just goes to show you that's not even in our nature. I went up and I shook all their hands because I have no animosity towards them. I have no hard feelings for them. I've always gotten along with them. I've never had any problems. But the problem is, why are we protecting somebody that's no longer there? Why are we lying under oath? Why are we making us look like the bad person when we did good for the agency, trying to make a difference for the agency?
And well, you know, and Anthony too, I wanted to I think that we should extend really an olive branch and
Yeah.
and
A great idea.
to Sunline, and you know, I think that you know what, ma'am, hats off to you. We welcome you to the desert. It's hot, I know you got a behemoth of challenges ahead of you, but at the same time, it's not fair to her that this is all being dumped onto her lap.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
It's not fair, and a lot of these individuals are probably going to run to her and probably, you know, spew the fat into her ear, and they really truly think she should recuse herself from all of this. You know,
Yeah. Here's how I see it, guys, and a lot of other people see it this way. I mean, the moment you guys, you know, you had been, I know for a while you had been complaining about, you know, hostile working environment, broken driver's seats, and things like that. Well, it went on deaf ears. The moment you decide to exercise your freedom of speech and go social media public with it, it became a problem. And so we all know that what's happening to you is retaliation. Plain and simple. Okay, we call it like we see it, man. And it's illegal to retaliate against a whistleblower. It's illegal. So
yeah,
I think it's all going to come out in the wash, man. I really do. You know, it's just a matter of time. I mean, they've tried to silence you. They've done everything they could to hinder you guys, suppress you guys from expressing your First Amendment right and your Labor Code 6310. They did all of that to do that, and they're still trying to do it.
Yeah, people don't have a clue of what you know we got to do on the background. I mean, they you know, these appeals and stuff. It's a lot of paperwork, but we're forced to learn to protect ourselves, and in the future to help others protect themselves, because we live in a free country, and I exercise my free speech and protected under Labor Code 6310 and 232.5. The labor laws supersede any policy, and when retaliation comes against us, eventually it might not be today, it might not be a month from now, but it will come out in the wash. It will come out in the wash. And like Joey says, we do extend an olive branch out to the new individual coming in that position. It's not your fault. And I mean, I'd be willing to sit down and figure out how to change the situation, opposed to continuing on this journey. But it seems like one after the other, there's something not right. I mean, there's a high turnover rate. There's not enough operators, not enough people. The ones that are getting promoted don't have a clue of what's going on in the agency. So how
right.
Agency?
Yeah.
Well, you know, and Anthony, and for what it's worth, man, you know, the interim general manager, the one that should still be presiding, I have no idea who that woman even is. I just know her by name, and you know, I mean, I remember what they said and the so-called allegations that were made, but I have no idea who this woman even is. Not a clue. Not a clue.
He was only there for a little while. She was just.
I had no quorums with that woman at all. None.
Right.
None.
I met her.
I could have walked up to her and shook her hand. I have no idea who she is.
Yeah, I met her. I did. I was able to meet her, and I introduced myself because they were showing around Division Two. And I'm not afraid to walk up to people and say, "Hey, this is my name, who I am." And at that particular time, I said, "I'm the shop steward." And she said, "Oh yeah, okay, good meeting you." And we, a matter of fact, we're familiar with your union, and I came from this particular place, and they have the same union you have. So I'm thinking, oh, okay, well, good. Maybe we could make it, make some headway. But again, she was just here temporarily, so she's just a figurehead, man.
Right. Well, I mean, and that's the thing. There were people. There were 5 individuals that showed up, and most of those people, in fact, all of those people, Anthony nor I ever had a quorum with at all. At all. Never.
Yeah.
I mean, boy, Anthony, I could say something, boy, that would sink that shit real fast. But
Hey,
I know you're trying to hold back, man. I know. I know it's rough.
how can you testify?
yeah. Well, that's for another time. But I mean, Anthony, we had no quorums with these people at all, and then they get up there and say those things about us that was completely untrue. And we at the funeral, it wasn't the same people.
It was the people.
It wasn't the same. Those are not the same individuals that you shook hands with that were in court that day. There's just no way. There's no way.
Also, you shook hands with them, Anthony?
Yeah, I shook hands with a lot of the same people that were testifying. They were afraid of us because, like I said, I don't have any. I don't have any problems.
And I didn't. I saw another individual sitting there that I hadn't seen in a while, and I was like, I had tunnel vision. I was focusing on him. I didn't realize any of those people were even sitting there, and I walked right past them. Otherwise, I would have shaken their hands too, and I'll outright apologize. Hey, I would have shaken your hand and extended that. I didn't even notice until I saw him, until I saw you shaking hands. I was like, who the hell is he's shaking hands with? Yeah. And then I had to take a double take. I had to take a double take, and I had to think, wait a minute, is that or is that not the same person that threw us underneath the bus? That made that huge spiel in that court, like I'm telling you, if you would have been there, it just I can't really get it too in depth with it here. But
are you talking about the one that said we were following and at that court, and then the other court said that it wasn't us?
Exactly. Well, I mean, come on. Like, that is not. That's not true. You know that you've worked with us for many, many years. You know that that's not true. You know that that's not how we are. You know that we're not violent. You know that we're not threatening. You know all that. You know that we didn't do any of those things. You know that. Stop. I really think the right thing to do is stop lying.
Yeah.
Just stop.
Well, listen, they tried to put a spin on that. We're talking about, I guess, that individual that was claiming that he was being followed. Word on the street says that individual was speeding, was weaving in and out of traffic, almost caused an accident, okay? And they were in a company vehicle, and I guess someone happened to take a picture of it. That's basically what happened. Well,
And
They
on,
tried to
and
spin it. They tried to spin it.
well, of course, you know, and on top of it, that can be, Anthony, you know, you and I, we could prove that we were not following that car.
Yeah.
When
That's already
did
been
that
established.
occur? When did that occur, Anthony? Do you know, remember the month and things like that?
No, I don't remember offhand because I got so much information.
Right. Well, because I'm saying, remember, we were locked up in our homes.
Oh yeah, that's right. When we were ordered to stay home.
Yeah, we were locked up in our homes. We didn't go anywhere. I mean, I notified the one individual the one time when I had to dip out, but that was it. Otherwise, I just chilled there. I mean, we had a lot going on. We had a lot of research to do. So I sat 99.9% of the time at home.
Yeah.
And if I was not in the house, I was next door with my phone at the pool. I'm not going to sit inside all day and not get any sun.
But weren't we ordered to remain at home and we had to send emails out?
I didn't go anywhere. I was at home. I was at my address.
Yeah. So
Didn't say, see, Anthony, if you would have just stayed at home.
but when questioned by the administrator, well, my question was, do you believe 100% that that was myself? That was me or
Right.
Joey following that vehicle? She said no. The investigator, do you believe 100% that that was us following that vehicle? No.
That's right.
How did it change? How did it change from that court to the next court?
Well, see, and there again, this is what I'm talking about with the truth, because the stories change. The stories change from one judge to another rogue commissioner who wasn't even a judge. Nobody elected him. He was appointed.
Wow.
You know, I gotta give props to a guy named Jose Cardenas, because we worked with him, Anthony, for a long time, and if it weren't for him, I would have never known that.
Yeah. Well, yeah, he's working on the child support realm of rights, and he's doing a lot of research also on your rights as far as that.
Yeah, like we're on the civil and the labor laws, and he's on the constitutionality of child support and things like that.
Yeah, he's been forced to learn also in the realm of child support and your rights on that, and that's like a whole nother. But our journey is all we want is what's correct, is change and fixing the issues that are bringing us here today. I want to say this: if any of Matthew's family is watching, in my opinion, you really need to get an attorney, and you really need to have this investigated, because 38 years old is wrong. It's wrong,
Right.
wrong. 38 years old, that's not common.
That's too young. It's too young to pass like that.
I know his mother. I spoke with his mother, and his mother said he was really stressed out about some guy at work. And because I told her that where we worked at, and she says, I know Mijo was stressed out because of what was going on. I didn't know the details until like Marcus brought it up.
Right.
As far as being harassed by yours truly. But I know I could say this: we have so much information that we have in our possession that in any way you want to reach out to us, we're here for you. You know what? Marcus, he's a phone call away. Joey, myself, you know what? If you need information, at least it would give you a sense of why. You know what? It needs to be investigated. As long as, I mean, maybe it just needs an investigation to crack the doors and open the doors and see that it was not right that he died at such a young age. It bothers me because I'm 51 and I mean I'm gonna be 52 pretty soon, but my when I was 38 years old on the grind there, I mean it was a nice, wonderful place. I mean everybody has problems, but it was nowhere near the hostility and the retaliation that it is today.
Yeah, you had hair and it was you had blonde tips, bro.
Why you want to put me on
When
blast?
we used to sit in Indio and do yard.
My ears were pierced, my tongue was pierced.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
You know,
Pierced
and I
ears
saw
and
some pictures
blonde
like
tips.
that, man. I saw some early younger pictures, man. You were totally different, bro. So
Oh yeah, I
yeah,
remember.
I remember those early pictures, man. While we're on that subject, though, man, I want to also add a few other things that I know. Matthew was also because he used to come to me and complain about the previous senior supervisor slash superintendent. And he would complain about that guy and said that that's the guy that was on the cell phone, you know, that got busted on the cell phone, that they try to say, oh, it wasn't a cell phone, it was a two-way radio. We had the picture circulated all through Sunline. And everybody that saw that picture knew that that was not a two-way radio, it was a cell phone. Well, this particular individual, Matthew complained about him too, said that this guy was just a dirtbag. Not only Matthew complained about him, but the whole field supervisor staff complained about this individual. No one liked him. No one respected him because he came in playing a game, telling people, oh yeah, I'm your friend, I'm here to help you. And as soon as he thought he knew a little bit about transit, oh, he was just a tyrant. This guy is a tyrant. And he's no good and he has no experience to run a transit. He's a hothead. He's egotistical. He doesn't like for you to confront him or go against anything that he says. If you do, he's coming after you. I can say that because I'm a witness of that. Okay, he tried to throw me under the bus several times, and then he had the audacity, the mitigated gall to try to shake my hand at Matthew's funeral.
Oh yeah.
I would never shake his hand because he could not be trusted. And I'm saying that right now. I hope he's watching this right now. I hope he will see this because that's the way I feel about him. He's no good.
Right. Well, I mean, there you go. I mean, it's people can hear it now that it's not coming from Anthony or I. I mean, you work there and now you're retired. Thank goodness, huh?
Yeah, man. You ain't kidding.
Yeah.
If I hadn't retired, I would have got fired. Been fired by now, man.
Yeah, it would have been J, A, and M.
Jam.
I would have been singing that song. Y'all gonna make me lose my mind up in here, up in here.
The podcast or show would be called Jam.
Yeah. That's a
jam.
good one, man.
Yeah.
Jam. We gonna jam you up.
Yeah. All right, guys, you guys have anything else to say? But I do want to actually say that these are my views and my opinions only, and not of any individual. These are my views and my opinions only.
And these are my views, my opinions only. We are protected under our First Amendment rights, our labor code, 232.5, 6310, and our First Amendment rights. These are my views and my opinions. In case nobody understands, that means they belong to me. They belong to me. And if you don't like what is said, you simply just change the channel.
Absolutely.
Simple as that.
I am an American and I am exercising my First Amendment rights, my freedom of speech. I have the right to say what I feel, my opinion, and that's exactly what I'm doing today. And Anthony, we still got a couple of things to talk about now. We can't let go because
Let's
it's some things, man.
all right.
We
Well,
need to
let's
discuss,
go. If you just want to continue on, we can continue on. We can make this a long one.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I mean, we won't continue on too long. I mean, these are things that need to be brought out. There's
Okay,
current events that's happening right now. So
Yeah.
let's go back to Matthew's funeral.
Okay.
Okay, all of upper management we know showed up at the funeral. Why did they show up at the funeral? They didn't like Matthew. What I understand is they showed up just for show, because so they could make an impression that the new GM coming in August would give them the kudos. That's why they were there. That was the only reason that they were there. And another thing, and the consensus among those that worked at Sunline were very upset to see those people there, because they knew that they didn't care nothing about Matthew. So you had the workforce saying, why are these people here? Is this just a show? Which we know it was a show. They didn't care about Matthew, man, whatsoever. So it was just, just and I made sure that I shook about 3 people's hands. I'm gonna tell you how that experience was. So I shook one of the deputy chief's hands, and I told them, I said, look, don't let these people corrupt you. Okay. I said, you do what's right, because you know what? If whatever you do in the dark will come to the light. Whatever you put out, you're going to get back. And I said, man, you don't want to get caught up like that. I said, so don't sell your soul to the devil. Do what's right. Stand up, speak up. I don't care. You're in a position now to make change.
Yeah.
And that particular individual, he acknowledged what I said because he's young. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we should be doing. Then I had another manager that shook my hand. Didn't even look at my face. Okay. They basically went through the motion. And that's okay. I know where you stand. Okay. I already knew where you stand when I was there. And do you think I care? I don't care. Because I know you. I see through all of that shenanigans and show stuff. So that's what occurred at the funeral. I already mentioned about the other individual that tried to shake my hand. And, that won't happen. So, so let's talk about the recent changes that have happened. We all know that there were some promotions that came down, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Oh,
so,
yeah.
So, let me ask you, where do they get the money?
Oh, we're losing you.
Yeah.
Glitching. Uh-oh.
I know. I'm sticking
live.
Okay. So we all know that there was some new promotions. Some people got promoted that shouldn't have got promoted, that aren't unqualified for the positions. And then we know that they created one new position, and we know that another individual got moved into a position that has no business being in that position. So where do they get the money to create new positions?
That's $1 million question right there.
I mean, isn't the physical budget from, what is it, July to June?
Yeah,
All right.
that's the fiscal year.
Right.
July, and it ends in June. So July to July, pretty much. July 1st, July 1st. That's
So,
the fiscal year.
so we just had an individual that got promoted to a new position, some kind of, what is it? Chief of deputy, I'm not sure, but some kind of technology position we've never even heard of, and we don't even know what that person does.
Was it posted?
That's because they make up these positions just to get people into key spots for new management coming in, just so they can hope that they can save their jobs. That's what it always comes down to. It happened with when Oglesby came in. It happened when Cromwell came in, or not Cromwell. What was his name? Snowballs. Yeah, when Snowballs came in, and then when the last one came in, they all did the same thing.
Okay. Kind of fishy to me, man.
Yeah.
You know.
It's really bad now.
Were those jobs posted for equal employment opportunity? Were they posted for other individuals to apply?
I'm hearing that they were posted, but for a very short time. And what was the reason for that? You know, I'm hearing that
2 days, 1 week,
8 hours or something like that.
Wow. Kind of like they knew who they were going to put in before they put them in.
Sounds like
Right,
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's an EEOC violation if you look at it.
Yeah, and I'm glad you said that, Marcus, because for the individuals that are watching this, whether it's at the company that's in question on this video or any company anywhere in the United States, if you feel like you are being discriminated against at a company, even if you're at an apartment, if you're buying a home, anytime you feel discriminated against, you've got the EEOC. Go talk to them. Go talk to them. And if an employer fires you for doing that, you don't need to worry, because that's against the law.
Like they did you guys, all right?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you could clearly see it was retaliation. And then, you know, they ultimately they hurried this through so that Anthony and I could, so they could really violate our Title IX rights and deny us to talk to the board, to question the board at that meeting.
Yeah, they want to keep you. They don't want any of this information on social media. They want to keep a low key so that they're no longer under the radar. But guess what? It's coming.
Anthony,
I should read you the email that I sent to Mayor of Palm Springs, Lisa Middleton, and her response to me. Her response to me, when she, well, you know what she responded? I'm gonna tell you what she responded. Let me get that. She said, "Dear Mr. Garcia," and this was on 6/2/22 at 4:08 p.m. "Dear Mr. Garcia, thank you for your email. After consultation with counsel, I have concluded that it would not be appropriate for me to engage in communication that you request." You guys want, I mean, it's a long one. I mean, we could probably do it on another video, but it is, I mean, I could read it if you guys want me to read it. I mean, it's up to you guys.
Basically, she's recusing herself from the situation.
Yeah.
That's what she did.
Yeah, we understand that.
That's what she did. You know, but that's not even so much the problem. The big problem at that company is Glenn Miller, Anthony. Glenn Miller, City of Indio.
Yeah, he's
time and time again is Glenn Miller.
When's his campaign coming up? So we could start getting to find out who's running against him.
Yeah, and get him out. Get him out.
let me
He
just
ain't no good.
let me just give you a little piece of it. Just and maybe we'll do a video coming up. It says, Dear Mayor Middleton, I am writing on behalf of myself and my fellow employees, past and present of Sunline Transit Agency. We are extremely concerned with the state of the agency and the hostile work environment. I want to start off by acknowledging that I understand that starting a YouTube channel to air the complaints was not our first choice, nor it is ideal. However, many employees, including myself, have reached out to board members over the past few years, and their disappointment and mine are our complaints were either ignored or not taken seriously. I also met with blank GM time and came into the conclusion that she has no intention of listening to complaints or acting on them. The YouTube channel seems to be the only way to get our complaints out there to the public, since we feel we have been let down by the board and the GM. Please accept the following as my formal complaint. And then it goes on and on and on and on, and it's a very long email, and she gave me that short response. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
so I mean,
Wow.
we'll probably make another video. I'll probably throw it up on the screen so you guys can read it. And this is where we feel that maybe our court case needs to get out of Palm Springs, because
Yeah, it does. It does, because you can clearly see that there's a conflict of interest there, a huge one.
well, we're taking it all away. I mean,
Yeah.
and I could say it might cost us time and a lot of work, but it doesn't matter. At the end of the road, the truth will set you free.
Yep. The
Yeah,
truth
yeah,
comes out in the end.
that's true.
It does.
I agree. One other thing I want to mention too before we sign off, people may not know, is that seeing that these people that got new positions, we understand that the individual that got the superintendent's position upseated a person that was in a really nice office, had a window view and everything. Well, that person that had that office that had a window view that was on the side where the buses came through, you guys know that area, right?
Yeah.
Huh?
You guys know that area. You know that person that sits in that office?
Yeah.
Okay, that's over, I think they're over reservations. And anyway, anyway, they were told that you gotta give up that office and move to that little hole in the wall that has no windows or nothing. They basically stuck her back there in a hole. And I mean, the room is about 10 by 10 by 10. I mean,
The size of a bathroom.
thank you. I mean, first of all, if it hadn't been me, I would have said, look, I'm not moving for somebody that worked at Macy's that has no experience to be put in this office. I mean, that goes to show you that these people that work under these people in operations and all these people, they're yes people. They're yes. As long as you do what they tell you to do, you get the promotions. And they'll spit on you and step on you. And guess what, people? I've heard a manager recently just say, when he just recently got promoted, saying, oh, I'm secure in my job. Don't you know that they'll walk you out like they walked out Todd, they walked out Vincent, and they walked out Nick? They'll walk you out too. If you're not under a union, you can lose your job tomorrow. So don't ever think that your job is secure. You people, you people back there that are the little cronies, better wake up. Okay, you have no job security, and I really feel sorry for you. that you have basically sold your soul and you have belittled yourself to allow people to control you for a couple of bucks. You're not making that much money. Trust me, you're not making what they're making. And as long as you say yes, you'll be okay. The minute you start saying no, you're done. So Anthony, you guys, my hats off to you guys. I'm behind you guys 100%. I know what I've seen your trial and your plight. I've seen what they've done to you, and it's wrong. It's basically wrong. It's not right. It's retaliation. So you guys got my support.
Well, I appreciate it, Marcus.
Yeah. Well, very soon we'll be getting the full copy of that video, and we'll be posting it on our platform.
Oh yeah, wait till you see that. Wait till you see that display.
Can't wait
Academy
for it.
Award-winning performance, man. It's unreal. They should all have after cards or SAG cards, man.
Can't wait.
You know what? It's almost like it's going around in the news. They're paid crisis actors. Look that up. Crisis actors. There's ads on Craigslist and everything. They go from one tragedy to another to for the sensation for the news, right?
Right.
It's almost the same thing. It's like they're like paid liars.
Wow. Incredible.
All right. Well,
Unreal.
prayers to the family and for all the employees. Be safe out there. Don't let them control your mind. Do your job safely, and take it easy. Don't rush, because there's always a problem that you end up rushing and accidents occur, and then it's your fault. Work the system.
Yeah,
to
take your time.
Take your time.
These people need to take their time, man. If you gotta use the bathroom, you stop and you use the bathroom. Stop in a safe location. Notify 4 ways. Use the bathroom.
Yeah.
Stop at all the traffic lights. Do the speed limit. You're getting paid by the minute.
Yeah. Thank you, Marcus.
Thank you, Marcus.
We'll be in touch very soon, and we'll continue this movement for change. Now, if the new individual coming in wants to make change, we can make change for the better too.
Yeah.
Just reach out and
Talk to us.
Yeah. Peace out.
Take care.
Or any last words, Marcus, for a good friend, coworker, Mathew?
Yes, for sure. To the family of Mathew, we understand that you suffered a loss, and our hearts are with you. Our prayers are with you. We pray that the Lord may give you peace, grant you peace. He's in a better place. So hold on to that, and just make sure that you've made your peace with God. And so when your time comes, that when you leave this earth, you know that you will be with the Lord. So we're praying for the family.
Joey?
Yeah. And again, too, I'm gonna pretty much ditto on Marcus's comments. To the family of Mathew, his mom, and his girlfriend and his family. 38 is too young. It's too young, and it's a sad loss. And my thoughts and my prayers are with you at the most difficult time. And but hey, he's with you guys always. Always. I can speak from experience. He's there with you. I would. I've been there. I know. But just remember, football season is beginning.
Raider Nation, baby.
Raider.
Maddie and the Raiders, bro. That's it,
Raider
man.
Nation. And
Yep.
sorry we went a little bit over our time. If I don't decide to cut this in pieces, I'd rather just let it out and you watch it when you can, and like and share, and share it on your platforms if you believe in change and you're not afraid. That's all I gotta say. We out. Peace.
Peace out.